Hello everyone, this is Morpheus, and decided to do something a little different for you guys today. Don't worry, I'm not committing suicide, I just wanted to get a good view of this area for you. This is Dark Souls 2, and I wanted to do some item description readings for you. So first, let's get somewhere nice and peaceful looking. What you could have started at? That's my buddy. I guess we'll go all right to the top. And yes, a lot of you may not understand or know or have played this game before, but I am a dragon man right now. Alright. Okay, so that looks peaceful, right? Look off into the sunset. Like that. Alright, cool. And what we'll do is then we'll just go ahead and pull up these item descriptions and learn a little bit about the story, shall we? So first we'll just read some basic souls, right? Fading soul. The fading soul of a lost undead who has gone hollow and still. Used to acquire souls, the soul is the source of all life, and even in undeath or hollowing, the mind seeks souls. So this is basically how you obtain currency, quote unquote, in this game and the rest of the games in the series. But also, importantly, items are the way that you gain knowledge, not from expositional dialogue or anything like that, but from item descriptions. Soul of a lost undead. Soul of an undead who has long ago gone hollow. Large soul of a lost undead. Large soul of a lost undead who has long ago gone hollow. For a while, until you get into the boss souls, they are pretty similar. Soul of a nameless soldier. Soul of a nameless undead soldier who was long ago gone hollow. Large soul of a nameless undead soldier who was long ago gone hollow. Alright, here we go. Soul of a proud undead knight who is long ago gone hollow. And large soul of a proud knight. Alright, let's start getting to the interesting ones. Alright, we'll start with the soul of the last giant. Soul of the surviving giant who was bound below the forest of the giants. The lord of the giants, who had brought wrack and ruin to the entire kingdom, was said to have been felled by an unknown warrior. His beaten and broken remains were then dragged beneath the stronghold where he was sealed away. Use the special soul of the last giant to acquire numerous souls or create something of great worth. The something of great worth that they speak of are weapons usually, or spells. Soul of the pursuer. Soul of the pursuer who lurks in Dread Lake. The pursuer who seeks the bearer of the sign will not rest until his target is slain. The pursuer is a pretty bad dude. Chases you around the game. You have to fight him several times. Dragon Rider Soul. Soul of a Dragon Rider who faithfully served King Vendrick. Long ago, the Dragon Riders mounted worms and were feared on the battlefield for their unparalleled strength. Old Dragon Slayer Soul. Dragon Slayer Soul. Soul of the Old Dragon Slayer. The Old Dragon Slayer is reminiscent of a certain knight that appears in old legends. Use the special soul of the Old Dragon Slayer to acquire numerous souls or to create something of great worth. They make this a reference because this character may or may not have been in the first game. And in fact, I will probably make another video like this reading soul descriptions from Dark Souls 1. Ruined Sentinel Soul. Soul of the Ruined Sentinel, creation of the Jailer. The Ruined Sentinel has no corporeal form. It is only an empty soul that haunts the armor. Belfry Gargoyle Soul. Soul of a gargoyle of the Lost Bastille. The elaborate stone statues on the belfry mysteriously came to life. There are gargoyle statues in a certain area you go to that come alive and attack you, and you have to defeat them, and they're numerous and sometimes challenging. Now, if you notice, this soul is a bit different than the others, even more so than normal, burning orange and gold, and that's because it is a area boss soul, so to speak. You need these to progress story-wise, and they lead to primal bonfires. Uh, what's behind us, well, over there where we started, is the first bonfire of the game. Well, second, but the most important one. Those are primal bonfires. Soul of the Lost Sinner. Soul of the Lost Sinner. Prisoner of Sinner's Rise. The lost sinner eternally punishes herself for the sins of her past. Upon seeing the lost sinner, originally a lot of people believed it to be a male character until reading this item description and realizing it was actually a female. Skeleton Lord Soul. Soul of a skeleton lord who reigned from deep within the huntsman's copse. The old Iron King commanded the capture of all undead. Those charged with the task were overcome by the curse. That's steep. So he sent people to make sure that the undead were taken care of and captured, and the very people he sent out became what they sought. Poetic. Covetous demon soul. Soul of the covetous demon that devours all things. Eating is an expression of desire. There once was a man whose deep affections were unrequited. Unrequited, I'll say that. He transformed into the covetous demon, which only made him lonelier than before. Mytha, the Baneful Queen Soul, or as I like to call her, Medusa 2.0. It's who she looks like, except for she's holding her own head. It's complicated. The queen sought the king's affection, even poisoning herself to attain beauty, despite the monstrous consequences, all for the compelling madness known as love. Smelter Demon Soul. Soul of the Smelter Demon that haunts the castle that's sunk into a pool of iron. The old Iron King's life was taken by a mass of iron that had been given a soul. Was this metal Goliath there from the beginning, or was it a product of the king's conceit? Old Iron King Soul. Soul of the old Iron King, who succumbed to the flames that swallowed his castle. The Iron King's flesh was charred, and his soul possessed by the things that lurk below. Scorpioness Najaka Soul. Soul of Scorpioness Najaka. Jaka was born of the misdeeds of an ancient being, a frail soul from the beginning that soon succumbed to madness. Now, this is inside knowledge, but the soul or the being they speak of who created this creature was a dragon by the name of Sif the Scaleless. Sif the Scaleless is a very important character in the first game, and he's very important to the lore because of his betrayal, uh, the events that take place were possible. Without his betrayal, it may not have even led us to where we're at now. The Royal Rat Authority, soul of the Royal Rat Authority of the Underground Realm. Those who choose to serve the Rat King must have the courage to face his challenges. Soul of Duke's Dear Freya. Soul of the Duke's Dear Freya. The Writhing Ruin Keeper. The Writhing Ruin is an ancient thing whose shadow remains cast over the land. It first took possession of a solitary insect, but grew its power, feasting on the wealth of twisted souls found in the land. Another creation of Sif, the Scaleless, if you ask me, because he became Duke, but that's another video. Royal Rat Vanguard, so we had the Royal Rat Authority soul, and also the Vanguard. Soul of the Rat King's Vanguard of the Underground Realm. The Rat King's loyal servant judges the worthiness of those who seek royal audience. So you had to get that first, and then you are able to make it to that. Alright, we got another primal one. Soul of the Rotten. Soul of the Rotten who writhes deep within the gutter. The Rotten embraces all, and a sanctuary for all things unwanted or tossed away. Dark Lurker Soul. Now this one should be orange if you ask me, because you have to go through quite the quest in order to be able to fight the being that this soul belongs to. And it's arguably the toughest fight in this game before you involve downloadable content. Soul of what lurks in the dark chasm. The dark chasm of old is the remnant of some ancient, dissipated being. And it's nothing nice. It's a very difficult fight. Looking Glass Knight Soul. Soul of the Looking Glass Knight, who challenges visitors to the Loreless Castle. Long ago, the King's Passage was a route taken by the bravest warriors to prove themselves. But now, it only prevents one from pursuing the runaway king. Talk more about this. It is pretty cool fight. There's a large knight, and his face is a cool looking mask. In fact, I can show it. I can't necessarily put it on because I'm a dragon right now, but I can point out the mask, at least this one right here. Looking Glass Mask. Mask worn by the Looking Glass Knight, made of metal but has high lightning defense. Those who wish to serve the king as loyal warriors must take the King's Passage and face Looking Glass Knight. So it's obvious that I've done that already. And that's the mask of the Lost Center, but back on track. It's a very interesting fight, and it is interesting for several reasons, one of which being the fact that if you're playing online, then a real live person can be summoned by this boss to aid them in the battle against you. And you also can be summoned to aid the boss in the battle against someone else. So normally the boss will set down his shield, which is a large mirror, and a warrior will burst forth from the shield. And it's possible that said warrior is a real live person, which makes the fight much more challenging than if it's just a computer controlled character. And I think small touches like that is one of the things that make these games so unique and special. Demon of Song Soul. Soul of the Demon of Song at the Shrine of Amana. When this demon developed a taste for human flesh, it was contained within the shrine of Amana. But the line of the priestesses who looked after the shrine and appeased the creature have died off. Now this creature looks like a very large frog or toad, and when it opens its mouth, you see its actual face. It's complicated to describe, but yeah, it's interesting to look at, to say the least. Soul of Velstadt. Soul of Velstadt, defender of the king inside the undead crypt. Velstadt was always at the king's side, as if he were his lord's own shadow. After the king retired to the undead crypt, Velstadt followed, never to return, constantly guarding the crypt, basically. This is where you find him when you defeat him. Guardian Dragon Soul. Soul of a dragon that guards the path of the shrine. Do the dragons watch over the land of their own will? Or are they in the grip of one of Aldia's spells? Alright, another important soul. Giant Lord Soul. Soul of the Giant Lord who once conquered Dranlaic. Vendrick crossed the seas, took prisoner the giants, and brought them back to his castle, clapped in irons. However, after this modest triumph, his countenance could be seen to grow darker with each passing day. Basically, the king went across the sea and attacked the land and kidnapped its people for no other reason than fear. And it cost him dearly. And that looks like that's it for the souls that I've attained so far. I'll probably make a second video like this, displaying more souls that I've attained. I've beaten this game many times, and this just happens to be the save that has the most souls in it right now that haven't been used to make weapons and things of that nature. The next video I'll make in between, though, will be a items and weapons one. I imagine we'll probably do weapons next time. Yep, we'll just do weapons. I have copies of certain weapons because for certain quests and things like that, like I bought all of these to buy out a shop where if you spend a certain amount of money there, then the guy will become arrogant. He becomes a pompous jerk, honestly. But it's necessary to do in order to obtain certain things, like a certain set of armor and certain dialogue options. You might be looking and saying to yourself, your health, the red bar looks to be across the screen. Like I said, I've played this game many times. This is the
Go ahead. See what I'm offering.
this is the guy I was actually just talking about. And as you see, here's the shield that I bought it several times just to have enough money spent at his shop in order to change his dialogue. Oh, look at that. I didn't even take the time to buy Velstadt stuff, did I? Or the looking glass. Well, I got that already, I believe. So let's buy that real quick. And while I'm buying this, let me just say to everybody, thanks for watching. And for people who
Thanks for the purchase.
have
Do
been
come again.
looking at my videos and wondering where I'm at, lots happened. I know I had a couple videos up and then nothing for a long time, but I got married and also I have a child on the way. I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl yet because we're only a couple months in. There'll be an ultrasound coming up soon to let us know. But I've simply had things going on, but I have not abandoned this channel. In fact, I'm just getting started. I'll be pumping out a lot more videos here for you guys and hopefully helping you guys relax in the ways that many other ASMR channels have helped me relax. So until next time, This is Morpheus signing out and saying sweet dreams.